Okay guys, welcome to the DC Frenchman Show. I have a little something here to show you. Miss Deja here, she was trying to tell the world something, so I'm gonna give her a chance to speak so she don't have to stand out here and she could tell maybe through my audience a little bit about herself and what happened to her. Okay, Deja.
Yes, so on the 17th of April, I believe that was a Friday or the 18th, me and my daughter Daisy, we went to GW University Hospital ER, and while in this ER, I got my daughter a wellness checkup. They said that they were going to take her temperature. I told them to use a less invasive procedure. The procedure they wanted to do was to stick the metal rod in her behind to check her temperature. I said, no, I'm not okay with that. She's 4 months old, and y'all have different methods of taking the temperature, such as like the handheld thermometer. We're here just to speak to social workers, really, because we needed to move back to family housing. I've been in Virginia Williams since I was 18 years old, so I was coming to speak to a social worker, but the doctors took it upon themselves to still take her temperature like that in front of me and in front of a bunch of nurses and staff there, and it really was inappropriate. So, well, in the waiting room, I chose to not continue with the wellness checkup and asked to just speak with social workers. And upon doing that, DC Police MPD walked into the scene when I was putting my daughter's coat and stuff, putting her bassinet stroller.
You can speak up a little bit, darling. Speak up a little bit.
Yes, and I was putting her in her stroller and getting her ready to leave. So the police surrounded me. It was about 5 or 6 police officers, and the staff, I don't know, the staff maybe they were upset with the fact that I didn't want to continue to do the thing, but they had already violated my daughter. So I was not okay with it. The DC police, they surrounded me, and I asked them, was I being arrested or detained? They told me, no, you're not being arrested or detained. I said, well, I would like for you to move out of my way so that I could go home. They said, no, we want to ask you a few questions. I said, okay, that's fine. They said, started with your name. What's your name? My name is Deja. They said, well, what's going on? I don't know what's going on here, but I'm ready to leave, and I'm ready to get my daughter home. Like, I don't know why y'all are here, so could y'all move out of my way? I asked them, was I being arrested or detained again? And they said no. So at that point, I started to, try to get my daughter and round us up to leave out to go home. And the police said, well, now you're being detained. And the officer, Miss Biller, she said that to get her, and they start shaking me and my daughter, her stroller, shaking me off of her stroller really violently, shaking her stroller up. And then GW staff came back and they did another invasive procedure on me that they weren't supposed to do, which was a shot, an unknown shot. And this shot had me going in and out of consciousness all night long for hours and hours and hours. I woke up to hearing my daughter crying and screaming from the top of her lungs until the point where I just didn't hear anymore. The GW staff, they came to me, they was just working around me, laughing and stuff like that while I was just falling in and out of consciousness and hearing my daughter crying stuff. And they said that they were only going to keep us 24 hours. I thought that me and my daughter would be safe until then. Like, I tried to, I kept that with me while I was going in and out of consciousness. Okay, they said 24 hours. Maybe they'll give me they'll give my daughter back. Like, I didn't understand what was going on. But when they first gave me this shot, it was a staff member there that started snatching stuff out of my pockets really violently. And it wasn't just MPD, it was the security officers there too that was shaking my daughter's stroller. They came back and said, we're taking you to PIW. They kept me at PIW.
What is PIW?
PIW is Psychiatric Institute of Washington. They kept me there so it was Friday when I got there, and then they didn't let me out until Thursday, so it was 6 days later. And
where was your baby at in the meanwhile?
In the meanwhile, I don't know where she was. It was like a bunch of talk about my family members getting her. Like, my cousin wanted to get her, my aunt wanted to get her, mom wanted to get her, another auntie, everybody wanted to get her, but they weren't giving, they made my cousin do a foster care class and stuff like that to be able to get her. They weren't concerned with me making arrangements because they never asked me to make arrangements because they wasn't supposed to be arresting me or detaining me. They could have made arrangements with me because I have several family members that are, way better off than me that could take care of this baby, that have raised children and stuff themselves. So the police left. Like, once they shot me up and stuff, the police left. It was no arrest record for me being made in this process. When I was there, when I left Psychiatric Institute of Washington, it was because they knew that I needed to take care of my daughter, and I was better off on the outside than in. They said they had me sign a paper, a waiver to say that I was there voluntarily, and then they had me sign a paper to say that I was leaving against medical advice. I had told them my situation and that I could not be there, that I was supposed to be taking care of my daughter. But instead, I've been charged with child neglect, and I haven't seen my daughter for 17 days. She's a breastfed baby. She's
You still haven't seen her yet?
I still have not seen her. I go to see her tomorrow. They said she has a visit at CFSA at the main building on 200 I Street, and yeah, that's where I'll see her. But other than that, I'm waiting for a trial. They did a probable cause hearing. I still didn't see her there. She wasn't on camera or anything like that. They took her, literally the social workers took her to see her stepfather at his mother's home before they brought her to see me. I had to find and locate where they were and stuff. And the social workers are saying, like, I can't really do anything until the trial, because the probable cause hearing, the lawyer that I have did not fight for me. He didn't fight for my right or my right to my daughter. It wasn't really much vouching. Her stepfather was at the hearing, but that was that. Like, they're just undercover snatching, taking my daughter away.
Daisy is her daughter, y'all, and the molestation accusing charges, how they ran some sort of medical instrument,
unnecessary invasive medical practices, and they were laughing, and it was a bunch of staff members standing around, and I told them multiple times, do not touch my daughter like that, that's inappropriate. And when I declined to go through with more stuff because she did not need that and we weren't there for that, they said that's when I seen the police coming in when we were getting ready to leave. One of the staff members had walked us out, like he walked us back into the waiting room, and I put my daughter in her gear and stuff to leave out because it was cold outside. I took her to the entrance, and the police were coming in, like they were coming in, and they just surrounded me. It was 5 or 6 police officers, and
wow.
That's when everything just got out of hand. It wasn't me. I wasn't on no wrong vibrational stuff. Like, it's just they took it upon themselves to detain me because I did not want to speak to them. I was sticking to my right to leave, like my right as an adult, my right as an American citizen. If you're not arresting or detaining me, I don't have to tell you much information. It's already valuable information that I gave you, my name. If it's nothing wrong with that, I should not have been arrested or detained.
There you have
After all that happened, the police weren't there to be social workers or to be mediators or to be, crisis intervention. That was not that. They were there to arrest somebody, and that's exactly what Officer Miller did that day. She told them, she said, her exact words, well, now you're being detained. Can y'all get her? And then all of the staff that was standing right there helping them surround us even more, they grabbed us because it was one guy who, like, I kind of grew up with. He was there and he was watching the scenery. I'm not sure if he grabbed on and stuff because they were shaking us, but it was everybody there, like officers and staff members that were helping shake us apart. And when they gave me this shot, like against my will, I don't know what shot it was, I went in and out of consciousness at least like 30, 40 times. I went in and out of consciousness. Like, it wasn't a shot. They have given me a shot before, like, because I've been being targeted by police. I have been given this shot before. You fall asleep, you wake up. It's not, I fall asleep, wake up, in and out of consciousness, feeling my body, go through shifts because you don't like me. Like, that's inhumane. That's torture to feel to be like literally lucid and falling asleep at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, baby. Is there anything else you want to say?
I'm doing this for my daughter as well as my 9-year-old son. My son and my daughter,
can I give you my number, so if when you get your kids back, we can have an interview with you, with your lovely kids back together?
Great grandma me, the 4th generation. My daughter will be the 4th generation. We grew up on the 11th Street.
And what's the paint about? Just for to get people's attention?
My finals,
The paint is on your face is to get more people's attention, right?
Yes. It's not even just about the attention. It's about the fact that DC police told me that I wasn't beautiful enough for a citation. So it's like, what do I need to look like for you to understand? Like, you still would never know. Like, you will never know unless you come to me until you break the ice. You have to you have to really like get to know somebody. You don't judge a book by its cover.
Okay. You got something? Okay, guys, we go. Y'all here with?
And my baby shine. They
And
shine.
what is your name again?
So it's like really like, what are you looking at? If they always shine, what are you looking at?
Y'all heard her. She said GW molested it and took her daughter and gave her illicit drugs that she didn't prescribe, that she didn't want in her body. And I think somebody should look into this case for her. Y'all know I'm on the case. I'm gonna stay in contact with her. I'm gonna try to get her number and see if how her kids and stuff turn out on a later show, guys. So thank y'all for tuning in to the DC Frenchman Show. Like, share, and subscribe. And she's a beautiful woman. Don't just think she's just trying to prove a point right now, guys. I'm gonna let y'all know she's beautiful.
Thank you.
You take it easy, sweetie.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.